Use the bars to clear the backlog, please.
Onshore migrants are not virus. They're here. We are here.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
Bring them back.
Bring them back.
Bring them back.
Bring them back.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
I would like to invite my friend Antonia and her Kiwi son Patrick to come and talk to you. As you can see, she is here. This is not to do with border settings alone. We are here already.
Hi, my name is Antonia O'Neill and this is Patrick. Sorry. I am one of many of 13,000 that are waiting for the allocation of the skilled migrant category. I arrived in New Zealand 5 years ago and I fell in love with the beauty of this country and I knew I wanted to stay here. With my skills and experience, I was able to apply for my skilled migrant back in January 2020 with the help of my lawyer. Unbeknown to me back then, there was a backlog dating back to 2018. I found out I was pregnant in the midst of COVID and Patrick was born. He is a Kiwi citizen. He doesn't need a visa to stay here, but I do. I've been patiently waiting, as I said, 17 months, just like everyone else. And I wonder how long I have to wait. Like thousands of other migrants, my question to the government and to the Minister of Immigration, Mr. Chris Parfai, is why? Why is there a backlog? Why is it a pandemic to move the queue a little? Why has the queue suddenly stopped? Why have you prioritized what people get paid to determine their skills?
Why?
Why? Do you wake up every morning and go, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm skilled in it? No. Why have you split families? Why did you tell healthcare workers to come here and then no, you can't bring your families? The border's closed.
Try living without your parents or your kids or your partner.
Why
We have been waiting since more than a year now.
Depending on their parent visas, not being able to do anything, work, study, or even volunteer. Instead, they sit at home waiting, wasting their time and education and skills they learned in this country. Why are we suffering? My story is one of thousands in New Zealand. Everyone has their struggles, even their own stress, the stress of not seeing their children or families, the emotional and mental stress that follows as well. I haven't seen my family since before the border closure. My family hasn't met Patrick, and I really wonder when they will be able to. If something happens at home, I could leave, but I'm not entitled to come back. I'm not a resident, I'm not a partner of a resident, and the way you've treated split families, I wouldn't be able to come back in. Patrick can though. What is he to do? Grow up without his mother? Meanwhile, the Wiggles, the TV crews and their nannies are allowed in. I wonder will I stay? My son is a New Zealand citizen, but without residency we may have to go, leave the country that he was born into. Because immigration is so messed up here. Thank you.
We can't hear your response. Yeah, why?
Next up, I'd like to invite Anne Hoffman, Alan John Crotty and Satish to talk about the impact of the skilled migrant category backlog.
Alright, my name's Anne Hoffman. Years ago we decided we needed to immigrate out of South Africa. Not a light decision to make, to leave your family, sell your business, and just up and leave. Let alone bring our 18-year-old across with you. Giving up his life, his friends, and anything he knows. To make a promise to my son that he'd get here and see a better life, a better future, and be able to study in carpentry as he's always desired to do. We arrived in 2018 at the end of the year, and I was helping my lawyer to get my application in as soon as possible, so that within a year, when he's finishing off his year 13, he'll be able to walk straight out of college into an apprenticeship. The application was received in April and agreed to and paid for in April 2019. A year later, COVID hit and we were still waiting for answers. My child finished school. He now sits at home because he's not allowed to study. I can't pay international fees. He's not allowed to take an apprenticeship that he's been offered multiple times by different companies because he's not a resident and he's a student. My husband works as a foreman in the carpentry trade, which is obviously why he's desirable and wanted to follow that. At 20 years old, he's sitting at home with nothing to do because we wait for residency more than a year and a half after we applied for it. Before COVID hit, we were a year nearly down the line. So I respect that COVID's there, and I respect that things have changed because of COVID. But why penalise teenagers that are wanting desperately to start their life? Their peers in college with them have moved on. They're starting their lives, they're buying things, they're growing up, they're doing apprenticeships, they're studying. But if you're an immigrant, you get to sit at home. We are not a number, we are people. We have emotions. And if I may address Honourable Chris Walfoy, you stated in a discussion earlier this week that children are allowed to apply for work visas. I ask you, if he's to do that and gets a work visa granted, will he remain on my residency application as a dependent, which he is and has been up until this point? I respect that for him to work, he needs a work visa. But if you're going to split him from me, like many other split migrant families, I don't see that that's the right route for our children to go. Our lives are stuck in limbo, and as all the migrants standing here, we know what that means for us and our children. We need answers.
We need answers! 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 We need answers!